Or underselling, like you think they could finish second?
Yeah, I don't think they could beat Georgia, but I think they could finish second in the East and win a bunch of games basically by default.
I mean, I maybe end up being wrong on Heupel. I mean, I argued hard against that one. What a lazy hire that was by Mike White.
They got NIL going, man.
Yeah.
They're cruising in that. They're going to be able to recruit a level of high school kid with the NIL that maybe they weren't able to recruit in the last 10 years consistently.
Which gets your heart rate going more, Peloton or my dumbass questions?
Peloton, man. Peloton's awesome. I did an hour and 15 minutes of Peloton yesterday. Heart rate was racing.
Yeah. My dumbass questions get you going pretty good too, though. If you had to do a whole hour with me, you'd be miserable.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Neal can pick the Peloton instructor based on looks. Your looks are the same whether the questions are good or bad.
Yeah,
I looked a lot better when I pissed Neal off the first time back in the early 2000s.
I don't even remember that. A long time ago.
I'm sure I said something pro-Alabama.
No, not you.
Yeah.
You know me. I was always what they called me, Neal McCready back in the day. When I was called me that.
I'm sure I picked a Mike Shula staff to out-coach a Tommy Tuberville staff or something stupid like that.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Neal, thank you for the time as always. Great talking with you. Have a great week.
Gentlemen, always good to be with you. Thanks.
All right, take care. Neal McCready with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
I love memories, good memories. I tell you, I went to dinner with a college friend last night, and I have no memories of anything sometimes.
Well, how do you remember what you asked him back in the day?
Well, I just heard that tone, and I did say something stupid several times back in the day when Neal covered Auburn on a day in and day out basis. And I think I was doing the Alabama Coaches Show, so I often said stupid things. And Neal has always been honest. No matter where Neal works, I mean, it could have been very easy working Rebel Grove right there saying, there's a realistic shot they are going into the Texas A&M Alabama game unbeaten. Would have been an easy thing to do for somebody who covers Ole Miss.
Absolutely.
And Neal has never taken the easy path.
No, and I got to be honest, he doesn't sound excited about the quarterback position, at least right now.
And I've always respected Neal because he is honest no matter where he's working. And, that was probably the conversation we had back then. I just always have liked him. But if I asked you, Troy, home game, Troy, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Okay. Central Arkansas.
Ole Miss.
At Georgia Tech.
3-0.
Tulsa.
4-0.
Kentucky.
I mean, it's not a layup.
But it's a home game.
It's not a layup.
Yeah, it's a tough game.
Yeah.
In fact, it's homecoming. Still warm enough for them to wear.
Since it's homecoming.
Yeah.
Still warm enough to wear those sundresses in Oxford.
I'll go Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'll go Ole Miss. Okay. But boy, he had a tough one with Kentucky a couple years ago.
At Vandy.
That's 6-0.
That's 6-0.
And then you get to Auburn in Oxford.
Well, to his point, Auburn last year. Now Matt Corral went to that game injured, and you had to play Luke Altmaier a lot, but Auburn won that game. So, I mean.
They'll lose one of the Kentucky or Auburn games.
They'll split those two. So I think there'll be a one-loss team.
So I think 7-1 at that point.
Probably a top 20 team with one loss because there's not a lot of great wins there.
Yeah.
So you say 7-1 going to at LSU, at Texas A&M, at Alabama. I mean, home to Alabama.
Yeah.
So road, and a home game with Alabama.
That's a tough stretch.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they're probably 8-4 if they get quarterback right.
Yeah.
Coming off of a 10-win season in the regular season, first time in Ole Miss history last year. Part of our show being brought to you by our friends at Redmont Distilling, Redmont Vodka, the official vodka and the official drink of the next round. I don't have one in here right now, though it looks like I got a little orange energy drink going on.
You could throw some in there with that.
Yeah,
I could.
There's some up here.
It would taste
Rocket
good.
Fuel, man. Hey, locally owned and operated. Charles Barkley, one of the great faces behind Redmont Vodka. Their aim, clarity, and taste, color, and smell. It is vodka perfection. It's made from corn, which not only makes it gluten-free, also provides that smooth finish. No harsh aftertaste. 8 times distilled. Available at your local package store and ABC stores. Pick up a bottle today of Redmont Vodka.
All right. Some technical audio issues briefly, but it's back rolling now, so we're all good to go there. So turn back up your audio. Everything is good now as we roll on. Trash is on the other side. This is the next round, broadcasting live from Birmingham, from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, presented by our friends at Bud Light.
All the stories important to us are in one place. Catch the morning rounds each weekday at nextroundlive.com.
The biggest lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition, May 11th through 15th. Join us for the Wednesday Pro-Am with celebrities like Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Brian Harsin, Kirby Smart, Riley Green, Dale Murphy, and more. And don't miss the return of the White Claw Watering Hole, featuring the Redmont Vodka Lounge, the White Claw Wave Bar, live music, and much more. Let's celebrate 30 years of tradition and $20 million to charity. Purchase your tickets today at regionstradition.com.
Bromberg's invites you to an exclusive 2-day buying event. Meet an expert buyer to sell your jewelry, diamonds, watches, and collectibles. Receive immediate payment or opt to receive 120% of your offer in Bromberg store credit to use towards anything in the store now or in the future. It is Bromberg's exclusive 2-day buying event. Thursday, April 21st at the Summit. Friday, April 22nd in Mountain Brook. Appointments recommended. Do not miss this opportunity at Bromberg's.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
I don't know about you guys, but this warm weather has me excited about getting outside again. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round, and now is the perfect time to let our friends at Wayne's give your lawn the TLC it needs to get you prepared for that barefoot good summer lawn of your dreams. And right now, they're offering their best deal of the year, giving you your first month free with a 1-year EnviroLawn agreement. First month free, and they'll take care of mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks as well. Call 866-WAYNES1 or online at callwaynes.com.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
The next round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Back with you on the next round. LT's got trash coming up in just a second. You know, we're talking Ole Miss quarterbacks. They got the 2 guys who are the same age, Altmaier and Jackson Dart, and they picked up a 4-star quarterback, Marcel Reed, last night from Montgomery Bell Academy out of Nashville.
Yeah, that's what to Neal's point, that's an indication. And again, I don't think it's breaking news that they're not getting Arch Manning. but it appears they've really moved on from that.
Yep. And meanwhile, Arkansas got a 4-star quarterback yesterday, Malachi Singleton from the state of Georgia, who is compared to Jalen Hurts. Not really the style of quarterback a lot of SEC teams are coveting these days, except at Arkansas, who could be continuing the KJ Jefferson train there with Kendall Briles and that company. But that's the direct comparison. They said he reminds people of Jalen Hurts coming out of high school.
And obviously a lot of these guys won't work out, but it's amazing how many elite quarterbacks there are out there.
Yep. 4-star quarterbacks in the SEC now. You go, oh, so what? Everybody's got one, it seems like. Everybody's got one.
Yeah. Who doesn't get one?
Part of our show being brought to you by the Legion FC. Everybody Wins Wednesday is coming back. Got a 4-game pack coming back of Wednesday matches at Protective Stadium. You can buy a 3-game mini pack to some of those Wednesday games right now at bhmlegion.com. They got 4 Wednesday dates coming up here in the spring and summer at Protective Stadium. It starts tomorrow night at Protective. Get your tickets, bhmlegion.com, bhmlegion.com. That includes $4 beers and a lot more out there, special concession pricing, 6 o'clock gates, 7 o'clock first kick against the Charleston Battery as they come to town to take on the Legion FC, who are coming off a win on Sunday. So they're hot right now, and you can go watch pro soccer Wednesday night, Protective Stadium, bhmlegion.com. Brownie?
So I was trying to find something on Sirius XM radio, and I stumbled across the radio channel. Like every artist has their own channel, No Shoes Radio, which I'm sure Lance listens to all the time.
Kenny Chesney.
It is Kenny Chesney. They were airing, I know it wasn't live because of the time of day. It was a replay from a Kenny Chesney concert where the guy, I guess one of the talent on No Shoes Radio, is doing a live show from the concert. And he's interviewing a current college football coach that was at the Kenny Chesney concert. Huge fan, he says. I was curious if you could guess who the college football coach was. A well-known coach.
Of Kenny Chesney. I remember.
Fan of Kenny Chesney, and he's doing the interview, and boy, he loves him. Because I stopped, because you know how it says,
was he head coach at the time?
No, this is current.
Yeah.
Was he head coach at the time of the interview?
Yeah, current head coach.
Where was the concert?
That I couldn't tell you, but I knew it was a live concert, and it says the guy's show name interviewing
I've
blank.
got a feeling I know this.
So it was a Kenny Chesney concert, and this coach was there, and buddy, he loves him some Kenny Chesney.
Let me guess. I remember one time at the Alabama A-Day game that Herb Street was hopping on a plane and going to a Kenny Chesney concert, and it was
he and Chesney are buddies, I think. Herb
right.
Street, yeah.
And it was a few college football people that were making this trip.
I remember that.
I don't think he was a head coach at the time, but maybe he was. I'm going to say it was Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. Who would you guess?
Okay, so I know Sean Payton's buddies with him too.
Right.
I'm going to say because you're bringing this up, it's Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley.
Where was it?
I don't know where the concert was, but it was a Kenny Chesney concert, and this college football coach was live doing an interview and loving it.
Gus Malzahn.
Dabo Swinney. I thought
Swinney.
for sure one of you guys would guess Dabo. I thought Mike Leach would be the first guess.
No, I mean Dabo. I could see Dabo with a Kenny Chesney.
I wouldn't have guessed Mike Leach. Dabo would have been a good guess.
I could see Dunaway right there in the front row with him.
Hey, Kenny Chesney, man, especially at the right location. It's a good time. I think at times, if I have my hat right and I'm shaved down just right and my weight's down in the 170s, I think I'm a little Kenny Chesney.
I mean, if lightning
Kenny'd love to hear that.
Lightning might strike me this afternoon too.
Let's do trash. Hit the big button.
When a guy's banging you, you spin off of him. Those are the worst defenders to play against, actually, because if you can feel their body, come on.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Guys banging you.
Come on.
Okay, hey, when it comes to home equity, bigger, always better. Our friends at Mortgage Right, they've got a program that will help you gain more home equity while paying less out of your pocket. With Mortgage Right's Wealth Builder program, you can build equity faster than you would with most other mortgage programs. You don't even need a down payment. Apply your cash towards a lower interest rate or shorter loan term instead. Save bigger and better than you can with most other mortgage options. Go big and go home. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR today. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender. We start first. Cary Elwes. These two guys are not going to know who he is, but I bet Lunsford does.
Okay.
Who?
Cary Elwes, the actor. The Princess Bride.
Cary Elwes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. He's recovering well after he was bitten by
a scorpion.
A spider.
No, scorpions sting. They don't bite.
It was a rattlesnake.
Alligator.
It was a rattlesnake. The
Dabo
actor,
Sweeney.
He showed a graphic photo of his injured finger, which appeared to be swollen and dark blue. He looks like he got off lucky. According to TMZ, Elwes was doing yard work before he was bitten, had to be airlifted to the hospital. L.A. County Fire Department confirmed with CBS L.A. that paramedics were sent to the home in Malibu. And he's okay now.
That's one of those actors that once Lunsford pulls this up, that's a gnarly looking finger.
I wouldn't call that blue, LT.
That looks like it's coming off.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a crack?
That's a dead finger.
Yeah, that is more gangrene is what I would call that.
Yeah, he might lose that one.
Yeah, that is
Yikes.
not a good looking finger.
That's one of those actors that I've never known his name, but I've seen him in a number of things. Once Lunsford pulled it up. But boy, that is rough.
Between that and the chicken today, I don't know if I'm going to eat today.
Yikes. I'm sure you'll fight through.
That is a finger there.
Now, if your kid wasn't getting enough food at the cafeteria at the local school, what would you do about it?
I would go have a conversation with
Not getting enough?
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I would reach the level of pissed off yet. I would at least see if I can find the reason why.
I mean, can he take his 75 cents and get an extra slice of, pizza?
When I was in school, I used to have to buy 2 lunches. I mean, I didn't get enough food, so my parents sent me with $2 instead of $1, and I buy 2 lunches.
Yeah, the problem is you don't have enough time. Their lunches are like 20
minutes.
minutes.
I know. We used to get 50 minutes. They get like 25.
Yeah, because I used to wear it out.
Y'all had to go
remember
smoke, too.
When we were doing 6 to 10 together, I would go have lunch with Little Man 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But it was like they really got 20 minutes. Anyway, a Florida woman has been arrested after allegedly making a bomb threat to her son's high school, enraged that her son wasn't being fed enough at the cafeteria.
I was closer. I'm pissed off.
Yes.
My needle was closer to the actual emotion.
Clearly.
Anya Smith, 41 years old, arrested Wednesday in connection with threatening voicemail she left at Cocoa High School on February 3rd, saying she'd, quote, blow up the school. Now, she's been charged with a false report of bombing or arson against state-owned property. It's a felony, by the way.
Yeah, I would say.
Now, she allegedly said in the voicemail, if you don't start feeding my children better, I'm going to come around and blow that mother effer up.
And I mean it. Man.
Well, that's almost a country song.
Yeah.
Smith's son no longer at the school.
I don't remember ever buying a whole extra lunch though, Brent. We would get like extra of the entree. Like
I'd get 2 trays. You had to get 2 trays.
I'd get some of those wax packaged, like it was almost honey and peanut butter together. You know that sandwich?
Yeah.
Those
But
were
I'd
really
buy
good.
an extra one.
Yeah.
Or I'd buy an extra if we had sloppy joes.
I typically took
or an
my
extra
lunch every
square
day.
piece of
Well,
pizza.
but like no. Well, I mean, there was nowhere to put the pizza. I would take 2 trays because you had to have 2 trays so they'd ring it up right. I'd get 2 trays. Then
so
I'd
get all the sides and everything again.
Well, heck yeah.
I would just make a mountain on my one tray.
Well, I didn't get to serve.
So did y'all
we
all
had lunch?
say I took my
I can do
lunch?
my
Y'all
own.
all bought lunch at the
Oh, yeah.
lunch?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Exclusively. I don't think I ever took a lunch.
I always did.
I didn't have anybody.
Well, I mean, you
missed
grew
out.
up rich, Lance.
Oh, yeah. The
Jim
one
was
that's buying 2 lunches over there.
Oh, $1 is $1, Lance.
Yeah, I was just happy you guys, the taxpayers, are not buying my lunch. I was happy we were able to scrape together enough coins to
I'll get to
pay my
taxpayers
own.
here in a
I love
second.
that.
San Bernardino man says he was dragged into a closet, kicked, and stomped by employees after making a comment about customer service.
That is poor customer service there, I would have to say.
This is something you'd see at Satriali's and Sopranos. John Valencia said he was picking up some coffee and creamer at the Stater Brothers grocery store around 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. The line to the only open register was long, so he asked a manager nearby if they could open another checkout lane. He said the manager ignored him. Quote, I just got in line, and I was like, well, thank you, great customer service, end quote. He said the manager then responded and seemed a little upset.
That's whip his tail.
At no time was I being aggressive, and at no time was I being loud. Was I threatening him or anything like that? I was just trying to tell him, bro, calm down. I just asked you to open another lane. Eventually, after being asked to leave, Valencia said he was suddenly physically dragged into a closet. He said other employees came in. They closed the door. They grabbed my legs, pulled them up. 2 started beating me. They started kicking my face, stomping on my back, stomping my head while holding me down.
Where were we? What city?
Outside of California.
California.
Yeah.
Wow.
Valencia said he suffered a concussion, has a big bump on the back of his head, and that his eyebrow was split open. I have no idea what happened to the assaulters.
Well, what company was he at?
He was at
at a
Street
grocery
Brothers
store.
Grocery.
Street Brothers Grocery.
Yeah.
My
Stater
goodness.
Brothers Grocery.
Stater Brothers.
Unbelievable.
Apology to the Street Brothers.
I mean, they cared enough about their job to do that.
This one's worse,
Well,
and
first
it's
of all,
local.
I can't stand to go to Target, Walmart, wherever, if you've got 50 lanes and you've only opened one of them.
I can't
don't
figure that out.
understand that.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to be old man here, but
Yeah.
why did you build so many registers if you're only going to open 4 of them, and then the ones that aren't open are the ones that are self-serve?
Yeah.
Got nobody to work
No,
nowadays.
there is a grocery store that is trying to get rid of all of their checkout people and wanting you to check your own self out.
Yeah.
And I refuse to go through it at that point.
Oh, I don't mind that at all.
I refuse
I'd much
to.
rather check myself
Yeah.
out.
No, I don't mind it, but I don't want to be forced to do it where they're saying, no, you check yourself out.
Yeah, I
No,
would
don't
rather
want-
not do
I always go,
self-checkout.
nope, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't mind doing self-checkout because I've normally only got a handful of things. I don't buy big groceries. My wife does that.
You should get a discount if you do self-checkout.
I agree.
But I'm sitting there, all I have is
I'm doing part of the work.
I've got 2 ribeyes. I have nothing else.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to check out. But this one particular place close to my house they're funneling me over there. I mean, they've got only one person ready to check out, and she's the one pointing me over there. And I'm like, no, this is bad for you because they're going to get rid of you once we all start going over there. I said, I'm not going. And she's like,
I think
well,
by that time she's not going to care.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know what her level of concern about that is? Very low.
She is not the Statler brothers. They're not going to pull me in and kick me. No,
hey,
doubt.
speaking of the
Statler
Stater brothers, this one's worse, and it's local. We got a local story
local
here.
story.
50-year-old employee at Arby's restaurant in Hueytown, Alabama, was fired and arrested after allegedly throwing a hot grease at a customer on Saturday.
Are you kidding me?
Where was this?
Hueytown Police
Hueytown,
Department
Alabama.
said officers responded to a report of an altercation between a customer and an employee at the Arby's at River Square Plaza at about 3:15 p.m. Upon arriving, they learned the worker threw hot grease at a woman in the drive-thru.
Oh, my gosh.
Customer suffered burns, was taken to the UAB hospital. A woman's family told WVTM 13, old employer of yours.
Dun, dun, dun.
She suffered third-degree burns to 60% of her body.
Oh, that's awful.
Wow.
A dude threw grease through a drive-thru at a woman?
Yeah.
In her car?
A woman threw grease.
Oh, at a guy.
No, at
At
a
another
girl.
woman?
Woman
Yeah.
on woman.
Yeah, both women.
My apologies.
Yep. Hueytown police said the worker, who was later identified as 50-year-old Shay Denise Peoples, was taken into custody at the scene, charged with first-degree assault, and is being jailed on a $30,000
Holy
bond.
crap.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's rough.
That is tough.
Okay, for the past 4 years, Eric and Athena Tenzar have raised their 3 young daughters in a home that borders the Indian Pond Country Club golf course.
Okay.
This one is setting a bad precedent.
I
think.
like having golf course property. Let me hear more.
During this time, their home was attacked all of the time by balls from the course's 15th hole.
Let me guess. It's about 185 to 200 yards on the right side of the fairway.
A bunch of slicing hackers keep bombing down on it.
The couple decided to pursue legal action and sued their neighbors at the country club for trespass and continual bombardment.
Trespass because they come in the yard for the balls?
A jury has granted the family $3.5 million for damages and emotional and mental suffering for after a 6-day trial. This award totals $4.9 million with interest.
Yikes.
Eric told the newspaper, quote, "We're always on edge. It's been emotionally taxing on us." Family goes on to describe the neighborhood where kids wear bicycle helmets when playing outside, golf balls splash into kiddie pools, and most recently, deck railing got knocked out. Now, the country club has since fixed the course's 15th tee, and now the Tenzars have not seen a golf ball on their property for months.
Did they put up a net?
Well, that's what they did.
The backstory sounds like they bought it like in winter when nobody was playing.
That's
It's
right.
Like, oh, cool, golf course, property. It sounds real high and mighty to live on a golf course. Then summer came around and
That's right. And you keep
started
getting bombed.
pelted.
Yeah, but if you live on a golf course,
You should know that going
Well,
in.
you should know, you could get some balls in your backyard.
how about this one? A Florida sheriff drawing attention after encouraging homeowners to shoot intruders in order to save taxpayers' money.
I mean, what?
Did we make this stuff up today? This whole trash has
This is
been
nuts.
unbelievable.
One of them came from 13.
I know.
I know.
Used to
It's-
work
this
for
whole
them.
thing seems unbelievable.
Now, the comments came after a burglary spree in Pace, Florida, in which a man is accused of breaking into multiple homes and backyards as he ran from deputies. Now, Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson said one homeowner shot at the man during the spree but missed. He encouraged homeowners to use lethal force during the break-ins to, quote, save taxpayers' money. Do you think Bob Johnson gets reelected?
I think this
He
is,
might.
Yeah, I don't
Depends
think this
what county
is
it is.
a horribly unpopular sentiment.
They went on to say, we don't know which homeowner shot at him. I guess they think they did something wrong, which they did not. If somebody's breaking into your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County, and we prefer that you actually do it. Whoever that was, you're not in trouble. Come see us. We have a gun safety class. We can put you in every other Saturday. If you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save taxpayers money.
I mean, I got to say, I don't have a whole lot of problem with this sentiment there.
But if you're trying to balance the budget, right, to save money, you're also shooting taxpayers. So it may not equal out at the end.
Well, I mean,
how many taxpayers will end up paying for one person to spend their life in jail for doing something? I mean,
that's right. Well, say we're eliminating that.
There you
if
go.
you're a good enough shot. I like
very fiscal conservative comment.
Instead of paying all the
very
guards
good.
and
I
everything,
agree
have
with
to take
that.
care of that one
But
person.
he's
You just
teaching
pay,
gun safety, which is a positive. And do you
teaching
really
how to
think
aim down those sights.
Do you really think the guy that's breaking in my house, stealing my stuff, is paying his fair share of taxes? Probably not.
And chances are it's not going to stop at your house.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, those golf balls hitting my backyard does not seem like a big problem, as opposed to the stray bullets from the bad shot.
Well, it's gun safety.
That is trash today. Interesting trash, Lunsford.
Everyone wants to be someone's first choice, and Mortgage Right can help you be number one in the eyes of home sellers across the nation by getting you pre-approved faster than other home buyers. Getting pre-approved in today's competitive market, it's a game changer, and Mortgage Right, perfect lender to help you land your dream home. With their upfront underwriting program, you can understand your budget, minimize home buying setbacks, and shop with certainty when you have an underwriter stamp of approval backing you. Be better than the competition by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
And as always, this hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. My wife just loved her first experience at Champy's on Sunday. She got the 2-piece fried chicken and just raved about the flavor. Loved the baked beans and the French fries. I went with the chicken sandwich, something new. I'd never gotten there. The fried chicken sandwich, it was delicious. I had a little spicy mayo on it. Got that called ahead and got that at the pickup window. You can dine in with the chicken on a stick, all those Southern fried sides and Southern fried chicken. And don't forget the world famous Mississippi Delta tamales. It's with Sterling and our crew at champyschicken.com. When we come back, we start a conversation about a spotlight. Most hated player in sports right now. It's next right here on TNR.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Spring is here, and as temperatures rise, it usually brings wind and rain, and that can lead to problems. Ryan Brown here for The Next Round. If a problem does occur, Dry Tech specialists are ready to help. It is so important to act immediately when water damage occurs. Failing to do so can cause mold, rot, and mildew issues. So act fast. Call Dry Tech at 205-637-0143. You get 24/7 emergency services with Dry Tech. 205-637-0143 or mydrytech.com. Anheuser-Busch wants every experience for you around beer to be a good one. And getting home safely is always a priority. So encourage friends to decide to ride, whether it's by being the designated driver, calling an Uber, or taking public transit. You cannot drive drunk if you don't drive there. This message is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and The Next Round. Anheuser-Busch. St. Louis, Missouri.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmont Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
Hey everyone, John Lunsford here for our friends at Way to Wellness. I've now been on the program for about 6 weeks, and in that time, I've now lost over 40 pounds. Leslie and her team have taught me how to go about reaching my goals in the right way, and they're there to answer any questions and hold me accountable along with the entire Next Round crew. It's been much easier than I thought it would be, and it can be for you too. Just visit aplanforme.com to learn more about their program and then join us in our journey to healthy living. That's aplanforme.com to get started on your weight loss journey with Way to Wellness.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
ERA King Real Estate is on the move. They've just opened a new state-of-the-art office in Homewood, as well as new offices in Vestavia and Huntsville. The real estate market has never been crazier than it is right now. That's why, with 52 years of experience, ERA King Real Estate is growing to serve you. To find out more, text the word MOVE to 35620. That's MOVE, M-O-V-E, to 35620. ERA King Real Estate, growing to serve you. The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmont Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
Back with you on the Next Round. It is time for our spotlight today. May get an NBA player in the conversation here. It's brought to you by our friends at Baumhauer's.
Hey, we're going to be at their Vestavia location for the NFL Draft this Thursday night. Looking forward to that. We will give you more details. We'll have some great specials out there, but come watch the NFL Draft from Las Vegas. We're going to be at Baumhauer's, the Vestavia location. Bob Baumhauer, our good friend, delivered Alabama's first ever taste of Buffalo Wild Wings back in 1981 at Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa. In fact, he had to give them away for the first few years. 40 years, 4 concepts, 14 restaurants later. Bob's still serving up great food and hospitality to the people and visitors of Alabama.
That's right. And we'll be there on Thursday for the NFL Draft. Come hang out with LT and me, and we'll be there talking a little football and watching to see who goes first in the NFL Draft. Speaking of athletes or drafts, let's draft right now. Our spotlight today, as we sit here in April of 2022, who is the most hated athlete you think? As you watch on Twitter, television, message boards, wherever you get the feel of who the most hated athlete is, who is it for you?
I think it's probably LeBron James.
You think it is?
Yeah, I think he went from a guy that people loved to a guy that was winning, dominating, and you know what happens with that. You get a little envy, and then he got political, and then he even pushed some people further. But I did read something online not long ago where they polled all these different Twitter accounts from different athletes across the world, and LeBron had the most hate messages over the last 12 months, and it wasn't even close.
Do you think LeBron's the answer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good answer. I don't know if it is the answer, but I think he's certainly in the discussion. I mean, there were a lot of aspects. I think, I think people have been turned off by the way he's moved around. You know, Cleveland to Miami to Cleveland to L.A. The way that in all those places that he's perceived to have wanted to be the general manager of all those teams and build those teams around himself. I think. And granted, I don't watch a ton of NBA, but I think he gets labeled as a crybaby about not getting the calls. Maybe he doesn't do it any more than any other player. He's just more visible. And then I think on top of all of that, I think a lot of people dislike the Lakers. And you know that as a Lakers fan. I mean, non-Lakers fans, I think, dislike the Lakers.
Oh, I think people appreciated LeBron when he was with Cleveland the first go-around. You know, I mean, when he was there and he was single-handedly taking them to the NBA Finals, a guy that exceeded expectations coming out of high school, which was impossible with LeBron James, but he did it. Then once he went to Miami with that decision, that's where it started to turn a little bit.
Well, I do think it turned a little bit because I think a lot of people thought, you know, he kind of built that team himself, and that just gave people a bad taste. It did. It gave people a bad taste. And then the whole TV special to announce it, which I've always said he gets too much criticism for it, literally, reportedly, I've never seen the check, that TV special donated $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club of Cleveland. So, I mean, I've always thought that was a weird thing he got criticized for. But I can understand some of the other criticism.
Ben Simmons right now is in that conversation because he isn't going to work. You let your teammates down. LeBron at least plays hard for his team usually. That's not the case for Ben Simmons, and that loses a lot of respect, I believe, with sports fans.
Oh, look, when he was with Philadelphia, a lot of people believed he just kind of tapped out. And now that he's with Brooklyn, everybody thought he was finally healthy and cleared and could have really helped in this series. I don't know whether or not they win this series with Ben Simmons. I doubt they do. I think defensively, would have given them a major boost. There's no way they get swept, I think, with Ben Simmons. But because a lot of people believe that he just tapped out on this entire season and still wants his money, by the way.
Right.
People are killing Ben Simmons.
Despite the way you feel occasionally about Aaron Rodgers, isn't it amazing that really the NFL doesn't have anyone that rises up to the conversation like those two guys for the most hated?
Yeah, I think Tom Brady's in the conversation because he's so good.
I think he's less hated now, though, in Tampa than he was in New England.
Probably so.
Or maybe that's just me as a Dolphins fan, but I think he is. I think he's a little more – he's getting to the point now where you've hated him your whole career, but now you're like, God, I just got to respect what the guy does.
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes' brother might be the most hated guy out there.
Not even a player.
NFL, not a player.
Yes.
But he might be the guy. I do think if Aaron Rodgers won more as far as like championships, he would be in that conversation.
Chris says if LeBron had stayed in Cleveland, he thinks he'd be the hoops version of Derek Jeter, just beloved if he'd stayed in Cleveland the entire time.
It's a good chance.
No, he would be. I can't believe people don't hate Josh Allen more than they do. That is the biggest crybaby in the NFL.
Again, I think you've got to win a championship to truly be hated.
Maybe so. If ever he wins a championship, people will hate Josh Allen.
Up next for us, that's our Baumhauer Spotlight, by the way.
Yeah, again, Bob Baumhauer, the first to deliver Alabama the taste of Buffalo Wild Wings or Buffalo Wings back in 1981 at Wings and Things right there in Tuscaloosa. 40 years, 4 concepts, 14 restaurants later. Bob's still serving up great food and hospitality to the people and visitors of Alabama. And remember, we will be at Baumhauer's, the Vestavia location, this Thursday for the NFL Draft. Make sure you come out and join us.
Nobody hates Montana Fouts. She's up next with us talking about winning 20 games again, and Alabama avoiding a sweep, getting a big win at Texas A&M, where the team is and what we can learn going forward from Montana Fouts. She's up next. The show brought to you in part by the great folks at the University of Montevallo. If you're looking for a great place for your son or daughter to call home for the next 4 years, Montevallo is a great place to look. 21 NCAA Division II scholarship sports fully funded, 75 majors and more. Montevallo.edu, Montevallo.edu, Montana Fouts in 4 minutes.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
The Next Round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champy'schicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster. Hey, it's Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. The best ride I've ever had is the car I'm in right now, an Alfa Romeo Stelvio from our friends at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. In a world where we hear about supply chain all the time, that's not a problem at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. They have the largest selection in the Southeast, and people come from all over to work with Bo O'Neill and his team. Find out for yourself. Stop by the dealership just off I-459 Grants Mill Road exit or Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Spring is here, and as temperatures rise, it usually brings wind and rain, and that can lead to problems. Ryan Brown here for The Next Round. If a problem does occur, Dry Tech specialists are ready to help. It is so important to act immediately when water damage occurs. Failing to do so can cause mold, rot, and mildew issues. So act fast. Call Dry Tech at 205-637-0143. You get 24/7 emergency services with Dry Tech, 205-637-0143 or mydrytech.com.
The new location of Walk-Ons is now open at Stadium Trace in Hoover near the Hoover Met. And just like the location off Highway 280, you get authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh from scratch every day. Walk-Ons happy hour is 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. Download the Walk-Ons mobile app for an easy take-home experience for the family. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana at Walk-Ons off Highway 281-19 and now at Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met. There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champy'schicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Summer weather is finally here. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the Alabama heat. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the ones to call for all of your HVAC needs. Hemphill Services is a locally owned and operated independent train dealer, and the team can service all makes and models. Get the guys at Hemphill Services to make sure your HVAC unit is ready to help you beat the Alabama heat this summer. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
I think it's the uniform Alabama softball wore Sunday that's my favorite. Gray pants, crimson top. I'll ask Montana if she has a favorite coming up. Montana Fouts is about to join us. 20 wins for Montana again. And I hate to put it this way, but a lot of our viewers and listeners are not softball fans, Brownie. So I'll use football terminology here. She's one of the finalists right now for the Heisman of softball, National Player of the Year. She's one of the finalists for that again this year.
Well, we're pulling for her. Montana Fouts joins us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, courtesy of Summit Tree Stands, a leading manufacturer of premium quality, high-performance tree stands, safety harnesses, and tree stand accessories. Right now, go to summitstands.com. That is summitstands.com. And use the code Montana14 for 14% off all tree stands. Hello, Montana. How are you today?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing well. Behind the curtain, we mentioned this yesterday. You were scheduled to be with us yesterday. However, you guys had travel issues. That's a pain in the butt, like, for me as a college student. And, like, I don't know, what's your travel party, like 25 or 30 people? How do you guys handle that?
I don't know. They were on the phone for a hot minute yesterday trying to figure it out. So kudos to them for actually getting us home. I mean, I don't know how they did it. I don't have enough patience for that, but they did it.
Are y'all trapped at the airport? Do you go, because you can't just book a hotel for 30 people. What do you do?
Right. So yesterday we just ended the game and we just had like our after game meeting, and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, our flight's canceled because we were leaving in like 5 hours, and we were like, well, we don't have any plans because there's no flights for like 30, as you said, there's like 30 people going. So it's hard to find a plane with minus 30 people going to Birmingham. So we drove to Houston, and on the way there, we were like, okay, maybe we can take vans. There's no vans that were like available for all of us or another charter bus. And like, I guess the university has rules where our bus driver couldn't drive 10 hours because it was about a 10-hour drive.
Yep.
So we got stranded for the night, but it's okay. We made it back. We made it back yesterday.
So I'm the guy on the show that absolutely hates flying. It's super anxiety. Dunaway's kind of in between. Brown doesn't care at all. How well do you fly?
Yeah, I don't feel like I really care that much. I'll say like if we hit like a little bit too much of turbulence, like for consistently the whole time, I can like kind of freak out, but I'm like, God's plan. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Type of deal.
Yeah. Well, you sound like Brown. Me, I'm the guy that thinks of every worst case scenario.
Right.
I'm the worst person to fly next to. You actually don't even want to sit with me in the dugout either, because I always play out worst case scenario. Oh, if they get a hit here, that's going to bring the tying run to the plate, and this girl can hit a home run too. So, is positive thinking something you do in the circle when you're pitching? Do you foresee good things happening? Is that a sports psychology thing you've sort of mastered?
I definitely wouldn't say mastered, but I do know that every time I think of something negatively, like with bases loaded out, if I think, well, I can't give up a grand slam will happen. So I know that I can't do that or it's going to happen. So I stay more on the positive side.
Montana Fouts is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. She joins us each week courtesy of Summit Tree Stands. They are carefully engineered to be the most silent, secure, comfortable, and safest tree stands available. So when hunting, you want that, right? 5-year limited warranty as well. SummitStands.com. That is SummitStands.com. Use the code Montana14 for 14% off. I know we've talked superstitions with you, though, but to Dunaway's point, you pitchers, and really it's all of baseball and softball. You never mention the no-hitter. Never mention the no-hitter. Has anybody ever done that to you? Like, Montana, we're 6 innings deep. You haven't even given up a hit yet.
I don't know. I feel like I just learned this year, but they tried not to really talk to me a whole lot during the games. Like, I guess, like, I don't know what my face looks like, but they're like not wanting to approach me during the game, even if I have given up a hit. So even if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't know. And I don't think that my teammates would really play that game with me right there.
Yeah. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a mean look. But you have an intense look in the dugout.
Determined?
I don't know what it is, but you are a
focus.
It is scary. Focus is a good word.
Scary is probably not the word Montana wants to hear. Yes, I would not go with that.
Focus. I mean, you look intense as heck.
I'll take it. I'll say that whenever we get in a game, I don't know if I'm really thinking of much else other than the game. So I'll take it.
Okay, so you've made your mark dominating from the mound. Younger guys coming up in baseball don't want to be labeled a PO, a pitcher only. What about you at the plate? Can you swing it?
I used to. I will say my first and last at bat, and I'm happy that if I never pick up a bat again, but my last one, I did hit a grand slam. So I'm happy that's what I get to go out on.
Yeah, you dropped the mic at that point, right? You just drop the mic, walk off. That's it.
When was that?
Yeah, I can't say that I could have the same results now, but I do know in practice, I'm confident that I could hit some over the fence.
Okay, was that in high school?
No, we were in Japan here for Alabama. It was my freshman year. So I think it was July before my freshman year when we all went to Japan.
Yeah. Can I tell you one of the things I love about our interviews with you is that you're on your deck, your patio, your porch, and it always sounds like the Masters. I mean, you have birds in the background.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're doing the Masters. You hear the birds there. It's very a nature-filled thing here. Do you have a favorite uniform? Mine is the one you guys wore Sunday when you got your 20th win. Do you have a favorite uniform? You guys have 1,000 different combinations.
I'll say that my personal favorite is probably with the pinstripe pants, just because I feel like, one, it's good look. Two, I like the way that they look. But also the all-white Bama, I feel like that's kind of like one of our staples that we wear on like a Friday night. So I'm a big fan of both, but probably the pinstripes.
Do you find yourself do you have so many metrics that you have so many wins you haven't lost in the pinstripes in 20 games or 20 starts or something like that?
No, I try not to look at the numbers at all, but I do get superstitious with the uniform. So I think here coming soon with postseason, we'll probably have to trickle it down to a few uniforms, and that's when our equipment manager, Stu, is probably not going to be too happy with us.
Chris on Twitter wants to know, what's the story behind the banana in the dugout? Is that something you can tell us?
That's a good question, because I feel somebody just asked me that this morning in a drive-thru. They're like, so what's up with this banana? And honestly, I'm not really for sure. All I know is it works here and there, and it started with a real banana, and then it got rotten during the game. We tried freezing it. I think they taped it, and now we have a smaller banana, and now I'm bringing a bigger banana this weekend. I don't know the direct story behind it, but I do know that it's a superstition within the team.
How about getting recognized in the drive-thru? Where were you?
A Heritage House.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I was getting me and Dixie had to go for our coffee and pup cup this morning.
Oh, the pup cup. You love those, Lance.
We do the Puppuccino from Starbucks. What kind of dog you got?
She's a blue healer, and she is watching through my window right now.
I see
she's
that.
technically here. She's like right there.
Those dogs are working dogs. They'll work you, won't they?
Oh yeah. We're a big Frisbee family. We love swimming, which she just took up this year because I threw her in the water and she's loved it since. Swimming, pup cups, and Frisbee. That's her thing. So
that's the life right there. Swimming, pup cups, and Frisbee. Montana Fouts with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Summit Tree Stands brings her to you each week. They are designed and engineered to meet or exceed standards set by the Tree Stand Manufacturers Association and come with a 5-year limited warranty. See more at summitstands.com. Use the code Montana14 for 14% off on all tree stands. So you've got a random road game at Western Kentucky, then a series against Missouri, and the season's over. You just mentioned the postseason. Is it a little harder to focus at this point of the regular season, knowing the ultimate goal is what lays beyond this next weekend against Missouri?
I think just knowing that every game counts, I feel like experience kind of helps with that, just because I can remember maybe previous years where it's been harder to, just because you're looking forward to it so much. But knowing that those games count just as much as far as rankings and where your seating's at and all that kind of stuff. And of course we have the SEC tournament, so we're all pumped for that. But I think if anything, just being able to take more reps against really great teams, of course, because every team's great in the SEC. So
yeah, that's something as a fan of the sport I've noticed, because somebody just went down to Florida and swept them, right? Was that Kentucky that went down there and swept Florida? That surprised me. It was Arkansas. That's right. It was Arkansas. That surprised me that somebody could go into Gainesville and sweep Florida like that. Somebody not named Alabama.
Right. I mean, they're a great team, and I think that they went down there. They hit really well, and so I think we're excited to see who we get to play in the SEC tournament. And because every team's great. I mean, we got a tough weekend that we just had against Texas A&M, and I thought they were a great team. So it doesn't matter who you're playing. Every weekend you can get beat. So I think that's what's fun about the SEC.
Yeah. Before you go, I want to ask you, so you just got home basically, and you play tomorrow at Western Kentucky. Are y'all leaving today for that? Or do you
We are. I think we leave about 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you barely made it home.
I think we leave in 45 minutes.
Well, they're not going to leave without Montana.
That's true. We can do this interview as well as we want.
The suitcase is already in the truck. I just got to say goodbye to Dixie, and then I'll be headed to the field.
Who keeps Dixie? Somebody said you got a roommate that keeps Dixie?
I bet the boyfriend has to keep Dixie.
Yeah. Yep, the boyfriend does keep Dixie. Dixie is a big fan because he gets trapped in the Frisbee game. So he'll sit out there for a couple hours. So Dixie's a big fan of whenever Tanner gets to watch her. But all my roommates play softball, so they'll be getting on the bus too.
Everybody's getting on the bus. A homecoming for you in Kentucky. Will you have a lot of family there?
Yeah, I know my mom's. So for hometowns, we'll get to go to Kaylee's house tonight because that's whose hometown we're going to.
Okay.
So my mom, since we are in Kentucky, will get to come tonight, and I have lots of family and friends coming tomorrow.
Is that why you're playing this game? Is to get back to Kaylee's hometown? Was this sort of a deal made with Kaylee?
Right. So Murph, every time that somebody comes here within the 4 years, they'll try to go back to your hometown within those 4 years. So I think it was in the fall. We went to Jenna Johnson. We went to Franklin, Tennessee for her hometown. And last year we went to Lexi Kilfoyle. So every year we're going to somebody's hometown at least once or twice within the season.
Who will they play for you?
I think we're going to Marshall next year.
There you go.
Sometime in April. So I'm excited for that too.
That's really cool. That's a great thing that Pat Murphy does there. All right. Well, hey, safe travels. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. That is Montana Fouts. She is presented by Summit Tree Stands on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Summit is the leading manufacturer of premium quality, high-performance tree stands, safety harnesses, and tree stand accessories. The tree stands are carefully engineered to be the most silent, secure, comfortable, and safest tree stands available. And right now, you can save thanks to Montana Fouts. SummitStands.com and the code Montana14, that is Montana14, saves you 14% off all tree stands. SummitStands.com.
I love that tradition. Dean Smith did it for North Carolina basketball.
That was Pete Chilcott, right? That's why they played at Coleman Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly why.
But I like that.
Utah, Alabama.
You hit the road and go back and play some games that you usually don't get to play. You don't usually see Alabama softball at Marshall. They'll do from Montana and Alabama at Western Kentucky tonight, and to squeeze that in there. It's just a fantastic sport. And, we've got this up here, between the 9 of us. We have sort of a team here, and there's something about being part of the team. Those are such great times, and I can only imagine that being delayed at an airport in Houston, waiting to come back from, winning one of only 3, but at least the last one before you get delayed. Somewhere there was probably a positive memory made from that. Memories that you'll look back later in life going, man, I missed those times. Remember that time we got delayed?
Brown and I got a long travel day. I don't think there was anything positive about it.
There was nothing positive about that one. You were already out in, where was that game? Pasadena. Yeah, you were already out in Newport Beach, and LT and I, that was a brutal day. We went
Charlotte first.
Birmingham to Charlotte.
And this is like 6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Birmingham to Charlotte. Charlotte to Vegas.
Yep.
Had to change airlines in Vegas. You know what a pain that is, where you have to go get all your stuff and then, go back through security and all that. Change airlines in Vegas, and then Vegas to Orange County.
I remember being scared because I think you had shipped out the equipment, and me not knowing how to set the equipment up and hating to do solo shows and all of that.
Yeah, that was a pain, man. That was a rough day.
I was worried about you guys making it out there. No. This year we'll all be together. We'll be
out in L.A.
2 weeks out on the West Coast, Arizona to L.A.
That's right.
Never coming home.
Fly out on the double down jet.
It's waiting on us. We're out there 2 weeks. You guys will body bag me back.
What if we let you bring Ladybird with you? And you and Ladybird can go to the park.
I need Ladybird. I need Hydra Live.
We'll take all the sponsors with us. We'll take
Might need to if we're going to be there 2 weeks.
Is a blue heeler as active as Ladybird?
They're not as active as Ladybird, but they're very active.
Few dogs are as active as Ladybird.
They're cattle dogs. They're herding dogs.
Oh, blue heelers are.
Oh, wow. So the dogs we see on the ranches that are helping.
Yeah, they're good-looking dogs. I mean, pull one. You've seen these. You see them a lot. I mean, I saw blue heeler the other day.
Well, just go to Montana Fouts' Instagram.
I hosted
Let's see the real one. Montana's dog.
I hosted a charity event Saturday for the JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. My wife's on the board there. And one of the, that's a blue heeler. That's a pretty dog.
Yeah, that's a cool dog.
I like that dog. My wife, or one of the auction items was an Aussie Doodle puppy. What do you think that bad boy went for?
Oh, people drinking there and wanting dogs. $2,000.
$3,500.
Wow.
For an Aussie Doodle puppy. All to a good cause.
Hey, how about Blue Heelers is a good last name for a mascot for a college sports team?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
The Blue Heelers.
Yeah, so is the Vizsla.
The Vizslas.
It really is not.
So is a Golden Doodle.
All right, part of our show today being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, LT. If you are looking for cooling, heating, or plumbing needs, if you've got a problem, Hemp Hill is the name to remember.
Yeah, when something's not running right, flowing right, draining right, the first call I always make, Adam, Chad, Andrew, the team at Hemp Hill, they are the ones I trust to fix it right the first time, always at a fair price. Again, for all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205 888-229-2090.
And always, Montana and all of our guests, including Neal McCready and Clay Travis earlier, they showed up on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline as we had to break here. Brownie, tell us how we can tour America this summer with our friends at Johnston RV.
We could take one of those out for 2 weeks. JohnstonRVCenter.com, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, exit 334 in Decatur. They are home to Cherokee, America's #1 selling camper brand. They got financing available and exclusive lifetime warranties from RV Warranty Forever on all new models and used models under 2 years old. See more at JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Bet Online now has Trayvon Walker as the #1. Trayvon Walker's the #1 projected pick in the NFL draft. When we come back, we talk a little bit about Thursday night's draft and some of your college stars who's headed to the NFL. Stay with us on TNR.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
Spring is here, and as temperatures rise, it usually brings wind and rain, and that can lead to problems. Ryan Brown here for the next round. If a problem does occur, Dry Tech specialists are ready to help. It is so important to act immediately when water damage occurs. Failing to do so can cause mold, rot, and mildew issues. So act fast. Call Dry Tech at 205-637-0143. You get 24/7 emergency services with Dry Tech, 205-637-0143 or mydrytech.com.
Okay, Birmingham, the USFL is here. Are you ready to become the pro football capital of America? Because on Saturday, April 16th, the only place to be is at Protective Stadium for this once-in-a-lifetime game. With your Birmingham Stallions, take on the New Jersey Generals. Tickets are just $10 and kids get in free. Come watch history in the making. What a game! Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Want more of the Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, the Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app. Creekside Barbecue at Oak Mountain is centered on great barbecue, soulful music, and good vibes. Alabama-style chicken, North Carolina pork, Memphis-kissed ribs, along with chef-inspired sides. There's something for everyone at Creekside Barbecue. Creekside Barbecue, just off I-65 at the Oak Mountain exit. Come enjoy lunch or dinner on Creekside's huge outdoor deck overlooking the creek with several TVs and incredible food. Creekside can also cater parties and other events up to 200 people. Stop by or check out the menu online, creekside-bbq.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, two things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast's premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
What makes Culver's Butterburger one of America's best loved burgers? I could go on for hours, but all you really need to know is this. Our fresh, never frozen beef is made from the highest quality cuts for richness and flavor. We press that beef into a very hot grill after you order, and that's how we get that nice caramelized edge. Then we lightly butter and toast the bun for that extra bit of goodness.
That's what makes it a Culver's Butterburger. Let us craft one for you today. Welcome to Delicious.
Spring is here, and as temperatures rise, it usually brings wind and rain, and that can lead to problems. Ryan Brown here for the next round. If a problem does occur, Dry Tech specialists are ready to help. It is so important to act immediately when water damage occurs. Failing to do so can cause mold, rot, and mildew issues. So act fast. Call Dry Tech at 205-637-0143. You get 24/7 emergency services with Dry Tech, 205-637-0143 or mydrytech.com.
We are back with you on the next round. Braves back in action tonight. Still too early to start worrying about any of the baseball teams. But the Braves did not win the series with the Marlins. Here comes the Cubs. Not really a great baseball team in Chicago this year. You sort of hope the Braves can jump on the Cubs if you're a Braves fan. 6:20 tonight. I think this is a Max Fried start tonight.
Yeah, I just saw, Fried pitched well against the Dodgers his last start. He's 3-0 all-time against the Cubs, 1.59 ERA. So he's had the Cubs number.
It sets up good for Atlanta tonight, 6:20. LT's got a lot coming out a little bit later on. He's also got a lot of hair coming out, too, thanks to Dr. B.
That's the goal, Dunaway.
Yeah.
That is the goal. Unfortunately, we get a little bit older. You start to notice things falling apart, falling out. I noticed a little hair loss this past year. I really started to ask around. Everyone said call Dr. Beckenstein. I set up the consultation with Dr. B and his team. They perform genetic testing. They will determine the best course of treatment for you. We recently got the results. Dr. Beckenstein and I had that virtual meeting to go over the options. We chose the non-invasive laser treatment, which will help increase the thickness and health of my hair. I'm able to do the treatments 3 times a week from my couch. Make the call today, 205-319-0316. Dr. Beckenstein, he's got for over 20 years now, women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience in his advanced training to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Again, call Dr. B today. Tell him the next round told you to call 205-319-0316. That's 205-319-0316.
Yeah, great guy there. And Dr. B, Bobby over in the chat room. Speaking of heading out on the road, when are y'all telling Lance where he's going for losing the bracket challenge, and how many nights will you make him hang out at the Sports Bra in Portland, Oregon? Brownie, how does this work? What's the protocol? Do we tell him? He tells us?
Yeah. I mean, we dictate the trip. Lance gets to pick the time frame. That's the way we've always operated. I've done that many times.
So he starts us, though. He tells us when he is going, then we tell him where he is going.
That's right. We tell him. He finds out at the gate, right? Okay. Or at security, technically, where he is headed. In the event it is Portland, we would negotiate that in front of time and before time for him, to stay at the Sports Bra, because that was never part of the original bet. So I view it as we have to give something back to make him stay at the Sports Bra. In other words, if you do 24 hours at the Sports Bra or whatever, you can fly back. You don't have to do all the other stuff. I think we just need to discuss that between the two of us.
How about if I work there?
It's even better. I wonder if they hire dudes.
Probably not.
Well, I don't know, though. Wouldn't that be because most sports bars are women serving men? Right. So if you really want to be the opposite, wouldn't it make more sense if it's men serving women?
And then, fairness and equality. I mean, Hooters will have a few guys or something like that.
Okay, but I got to say this. Well,
yeah, don't. I saw your eyes.
Probably smart.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I just don't know if they would give me a job.
Yeah, it's a lot of cartoon-like sometimes with Lance. I see those eyes like a slot machine going.
I think everybody knows when I'm,
And it came up bananas.
I will just say that I might be willing to put a little work in.
Make it a charity thing. Like all the tips Lance gets during that time will go to some charity.
Yeah. Well, Brown has bailed you out on this thing, man. I feel like there's collusion involved here.
Well, I mean, if Lance works at the Sports Bra, we're going to need to send someone with him for video, too. We're going to need that video. Now, you've waited tables before.
Yeah.
So that was, the game.
This is Kevin Spacey in American Beauty.
You know the game.
Yeah. We could definitely do this. I'll do a day of bartending there, and I'll give all my tips to probably somebody laying out front in a box if it's Portland.
Vulcan Tires and Automotive brings you the 4 downs every day. I agree, Lunsford. 4 downs every day. It's brought to you by Vulcan Tires. Bumper to bumper.
4 great locations. Yeah, anything you need for that, for you and your family, bumper to bumper, they can handle the brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more. For more information, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
First down.
All right, NFL draft on Thursday night. We'll be at Baumhauer's in Vestavia for that. Who gets picked first? Alabama lineman Evan Neal, LSU DB Derek Stingley Jr.
I'm going to go Stingley Jr. I think he's going to be the first cornerback off the board, and I'm seeing him as high as 3 right now. I think it's going to be tight, but I'll go Stingley.
Boy, there's a lot of questions. It's been a while since we've seen Derek Stingley Jr. play really good football.
And I saw a story. I didn't stop and read the story, but the headline was fewer questions now about Stingley. Something, I guess in his workouts and his interviews, he's answered the questions. I thought when the guy was on the field, now Alabama fans will remind you, Devontae Smith roasted him a couple times.
The word is Texans like him at number 3. Evan Neal still has a outside shot of going number 1 overall if you really want to get protection for Trevor Lawrence. But I think Stingley's that guy. And personally, as good as he was as a true freshman, Sauce Gardner has been a lot more consistent.
Second down.
With that in mind, the chance you see one of the first 6 picks trade out of that spot to let somebody come up and grab somebody. Jacksonville, Detroit, Houston, the Jets, the Giants, and the Panthers. Do you see a trade down in the first 6?
If I'm Houston now, listen, I've never been an NFL general manager, but tell me if this makes sense. If I'm Houston, I know this is going to be a bad year, right? I mean, all I got to do is look at my quarterback room and say it's not what it used to be.
It was pretty bad last year.
Yeah.
And the year before.
And I know at some point I'm going to draft quarterback. This is not the draft to do it.
No.
So why not bail out of that pick to build picks just in case I need them to move up next year to get the quarterback I want? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I could just finish dead last, but that's sometimes harder said than done.
Yeah, but if I've got multiple picks, I can not only, if I'm dead last, I've got my first overall pick, I can take my quarterback, and I've got another pick to take somebody to help my quarterback.
I think you will see a trade out of the first 6 picks. I saw this morning on a mock that Carolina is going to reach, but they're going to trade back because they don't believe a quarterback will be selected in the first 6 spots.
So still reach for quarterback, but trade back to do it.
Trade back. Yeah,
Okay.
trade back to 10 to 15 and still get their guy.
It's a lot more comfortable with the fans to say we drafted a bad quarterback
right
late in the first round and not 6 overall.
Yeah, we got something for our bust.
Yeah.
Third down.
Speaking of bust, there's people discussing right now whether Kyle Hamilton is going to be a bust or not because of his speed in the 40 time. Who gets picked first, Kyle Hamilton or at the same position, Daxon Hill of Michigan?
I think Hamilton is a can't miss. I know the speed has been a question, but I go back to week 1. Was it Sunday night when Florida State made that comeback on Notre Dame? One of the more amazing plays in that game was a Florida State pick, and Kyle Hamilton, basically sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So he's got what you would call football speed.
Instincts help out a lot.
Instincts help.
But what was his 40 time? Was it 4.59?
Yeah, I was going to say, how bad was it that they're worried about it?
I think it was 4.59 at the combine and 4.7 in his personal workout.
Can I just say, real quick, I think 40 time is an issue for this receiver out of North Dakota State. Aren't they a little bit worried about his speed?
No, he's got good speed.
What are they worried about with this guy? The level of competition?
Level of competition, and he's got a lot of drops.
Oh, okay. The drops are an issue.
Which I think that's a big problem.
That's a big problem at receiver. Because I was going to say...
he's a 4.35 guy and he's 6'2".
Yeah, I was going to say with
he's
that
a great
size,
surgeon, but he's got shakes.
You remember Ronaldo Nehemiah? He could run like a 4.2 for San Francisco, but he couldn't catch it.
Okay. Because I was going to say, so I've only seen his good film there. I don't see the drops because on his good film... That kid looks like a stud.
He does.
Kyle Hamilton's
I wish they would show us the bad film on these guys.
Wait, do you remember they did that? That was one whole reason I didn't want to draft Justin Herbert as a Dolphins fan, which time mates say Dolphins screwed up on that one. Right now it looks like they made the wrong choice. His bad film was awful. Don't you remember? They do that with quarterbacks. They got the good film and the bad film with quarterbacks. His bad film, Justin Herbert's bad film from Oregon was terrible.
Fourth down.
Birthdays today. And we'll need Lunsford to chime in here to help you guys answer this question. But Carol Burnett's 88, not part of the question.
Legend.
Happy birthday, Carol Burnett. Also today, Kevin James, not a legend, 56 today. Aaron Judge, 29. Sean Evans, 35 today. Hot
Ones guy.
Yeah. But here's your question. Channing Tatum is 42. Coleman, Alabama, shout out. And Kane is 54. Better career, Kane, the wrestler, or Channing Tatum?
Okay, so you're going to have to help me here. I've heard of
Lester, tell
Kane.
me
Is
what
he an
Kane did.
A-list wrestler?
Kane is an A-list wrestler.
Okay.
He's now the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
He's the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Knox County, Tennessee. I would say Kane is the easy answer.
I'm
here.
still going to say Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is viewed as one of the sexiest men in the world, which can go a long way for a guy like that.
Especially at 42. I mean, if you're the sexiest man in the world at 42.
He's done 2 box office hits already just this year. So I would go Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. You go Kane.
I go Kane. Kane was part of a duo with The Undertaker. They were basically brothers in kayfabe, but they were with Paul Bearer and all that kind of stuff. Kane was huge in the 90s. Like when wrestling was at its peak, Kane was at his peak too. He was one of the top
Tatum will
ones.
never be there, but he's been on A list though for a while. I think he's back on an A list. And I mean, would you rather be Channing Tatum or Kane?
Well, Kane's a mayor. Channing Tatum's an actor. I think I'm going to be the actor.
Kane's a lot older, and he worked for a good long time.
I'd rather be Channing Tatum, and then I don't have to go, people have got them, and do that bit.
Bane.
That's Bane.
Oh, that's Bane, not a wrestler.
That's not a wrestler. Rockstar. Lunsford, the WWE Hall of Fame. Is that tough to get into? Do they put a lot of people in that? Because he's in it. Let me just see who's in
Land My Believer says Kane got to
and
sit
this is
Jim.
it seems easier to get. Channing Tatum will one day get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He will one day get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but he will never win an Oscar.
I would agree with that.
So I mean, Kane
unless he wins one for Dog this year,
ain't gonna happen. Kane would, Kane won every major title. He wasn't like one of those guys that never won titles or anything. And I know that's all fake, and they just hand it to who they want to hand it to. But
I was about to say, who's had better scripts?
Kane, I would probably say.
JM Dog says Kane got 20 years off an Undertaker spinoff gimmick.
I mean, that is pretty much what it was. I mean, Kane, because Kane was also a big part after he kind of quit wrestling, kind of got old man, was kind of getting into politics, but he stayed with WWE. The only reason he's not doing it now is because he actually won and is a mayor. But when he's done with that, he'll probably come back again. I would say Kane had a good long career. You just know Channing Tatum more because people aren't always wrestling fans.
Yeah, and then Channing Tatum really got his start dancing. He was a professional dancer, like a Chippendale. And then I think the movie was called Step It Up, where he met his wife, and then from there he got Magic Mike and started to get other roles.
Well, Landmine Believer points out Kane got to set Jim Ross on fire on national television.
Not everybody's done that.
I think Kane had the best interest. People say the Undertaker has the best one, but he comes down to kind of similar music to Undertaker. It's like a lot of flames, stands in the middle of the ring and like throws his hands down and flames shoot out of all 4 corners of the ring. I think it's cool. The coolest entrance.
The first WWF Hall of Fame class was inducted in 1993. It was one person. Would you like to guess who it was?
1993.
Yeah, and you've heard of this guy. Yeah. A wrestler. Yeah, it was a wrestler that went in. He was a solo inductee in the very first class.
He did it by himself.
Lunsford knows it. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I know it or not.
It's going to be Hulk Hogan.
It was not.
No, I'm going to say it's Andre the Giant.
No.
It's Vince McMahon.
It was not. No, it's an actual
Bruno
wrestler.
Sammartino.
Was it? Guy, who was the one that Andy wrestled? He's from Jerry something from Memphis, Tennessee.
Jerry the King Lawler?
Jerry Lawler?
Yeah,
No, it was Andre the Giant. You got it right. He was the lone inductee for the first class.
How about that?
I think had he just died, I guess? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a great documentary.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yep.
Bill Simmons.
If Rockstar was here, he'd talk about how the
big
beers
hand.
looked so
were.
teeny tiny.
They
in
were.
his
Batteries.
They covered him with a piano cover. Remember that?
Yeah. All right, that is 4 Downs today, brought to you by Vulcan Tires.
Again, great guys, locally owned and operated. Stop by one of those 4 locations. Get a look at the brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more. They can do it bumper to bumper for you and your family. 4 locations at online, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
A couple of extra shows to join us on Thursday. When we're done at 1 o'clock on all of our streaming platforms, join us video-wise at the afternoon. Will be around 2:30ish at Barber Motorsports Park, getting you ready for an Indy racing weekend. And then that night, around 5:30, 6 o'clock, we'll be at Baumhauer's in Vestavia. So stay up to date on our Twitter feed. We'll let you know when we're going live to get you ready for Indy Racing and the Draft. That's coming up on Thursday. A couple of extra shows after we're done here at 1 o'clock every day. Still to come, a big USFL weekend. Here's our Michelson look ahead. On Saturday, doubleheader on Fox. First game is Tampa Bay and Houston. Both of those teams fighting to stay in the race for first place, Tampa Bay and Houston. Birmingham and New Orleans play the nightcap, 7 o'clock. You can get your tickets wherever you get your tickets for the USFL. Both those games on Fox, 7 o'clock for the Birmingham game. Those are the last two unbeaten teams in the USFL. Stallions and Breakers, 7 o'clock Saturday night. They want a big crowd there for that one to try to cheer the Stallions on and try to make them the last unbeaten team in the USFL. Then on Sunday, 1:30 is Pittsburgh and Michigan. And then Sunday night, New Jersey and Philadelphia. That's another battle for first place in the North. All that's happening with our Michelson USFL look ahead, LT.
Hey, here's the number to write down, 969-8100. Call that number today to find out if LASIK is right for you. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Martin Michelson changed my life. Could possibly do the same for you. I have 20/15 vision after the 12-minute procedure. Make the call today if you wear the contacts or the eyeglasses. Find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Martin Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, 969-8100, or online, michelsonlaservision.com.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Double the fun and more ways to win at Victoryland Casino and Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play thousands of your favorite games featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. The Trucks and Bucks giveaway is going on right now. We're giving away 2 Chevy Z71 trucks and $50,000. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drawings May 13th and 14th. Come win at Victoryland Casino and Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round, and I am with Drew Shields, the owner and operator of Exclusive Auto Wholesale in Pelham. So why is it important for you guys to produce a better and more unique experience for the buyer here at EAW?
Well, it's important because word of mouth goes a long way. Everyone is quick to put up a Google review, and it's all about taking care of the customer to get that 5-star rating in return.
Make sure you drop by, see Drew Shields and that great team at Exclusive Auto Wholesale. For more information, eawcars.net.
Spring is the best time to be on the golf course, and Jerry Pate's design at Timberline will not disappoint. The course is in fantastic condition, and if you don't have time for a round of golf, come use Timberline's TrackMan driving range. You can practice, play games, and play virtual golf all on the practice tee. Come enjoy your day on one of Alabama's top 10 courses you can play. It's Timberline Golf Club. Timberline is easy to get to just off I-65 at exit 228. Book tee times online at timberlinegc.com. Tee it up at Timberline.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the Next Round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
I don't know about you guys, but this warm weather has me excited about getting outside again. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round, and now is the perfect time to let our friends at Wayne's give your lawn the TLC it needs to get you prepared for that barefoot good summer lawn of your dreams. And right now, they're offering their best deal of the year, giving you your first month free with a 1-year EnviroLawn agreement. First month free, and they'll take care of mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks as well. Call 866-WAYNES1 or online at callwaynes.com.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
The next round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Okay, all the great sons here on the show. Who knows when Mother's Day is? Anybody?
It's not this Sunday, but the next Sunday.
Yep. A week from this Sunday. Bromberg's, the place to go to get that Mother's Day gift. Not just for Mother's Day, but also for that big special day. If you've got that coming up, engagement time, Bromberg's can hook you up.
Yeah, nothing like giving or getting that silver box from our friends at Bromberg's. 2 great locations, Mountain Brook and the Summit. Family owned and operated since 1836. They've established that solid reputation as a fine purveyor of quality diamonds, as well as the jewelry, timepiece, and gifts. You can go online today, shop from their store, go to brombergs.com.
Jason says in the chat room he needs Lance Taylor interviewing Jerry the King Lawler about the Andy Kaufman angle. ASAP.
So Andy Kaufman...
we can make an effort to get Jerry Lawler on. I don't really know the whole story.
So Andy Kaufman had some kind of fascination, and they actually wrestled. And I think Andy Kaufman actually almost broke his neck.
Jerry King, the King Lawler's neck, broke his own neck.
Broke his own leg. Yeah.
Well, Lawler broke his neck.
Broke.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
He didn't do it himself.
And then Andy Kaufman died from cancer right after that.
But Kaufman, if you watch the story, I forget the movie it's sort of based on as
Jim
well.
Jim Carrey plays Andy Kaufman.
I mean, it's
Man on the Moon.
Yeah. Here's a picture of the actual scene that ended up being on the Tonight Show.
Look at Jerry Lawler's mullet.
But going into the fight, he had been talking about how fake it was, and Lawler showed him it wasn't fake. And that was the one thing you didn't do back then was call out that it was fake, because I think our buddy Herb got bounced around a little bit in Birmingham one time.
He fought Mr. Wrestling number 3, I think it was. Is who Herb fought? I'm not sure.
Or the Great Kaiser, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it was the Great Kaiser. I think it was maybe Rick Burgess that fought Mr. Wrestling number 3 or somebody like that.
That was a legit punch. That was a better punch than Will Smith to Chris Rock.
That was late night. You always know it's real when they go quickly to graphic and then to break.
Yeah, I mean, that's right to the jaw.
Oh, yeah. Boy, he did lay him out.
Yep. Where's the graphic? Put up the late night milk graphic. Quick.
Letterman doesn't know what to do, does he?
Yeah. A great moment in television history there.
Well, I'm told the neck brace was part of the work, as they call it in the biz. On Letterman there.
Credit to Kaufman. He came back.
Yeah.
So all that was scripted is what you're saying.
Well, at least the neck brace part. I don't know. Lawler looks legit PO'd, but he's an actor too, so I have no idea.
All right. Some other things that are happening in the sports world while we've been on the air today. Auburn has announced their home opener for basketball coming up this upcoming year. They'll get George Mason to come down to Auburn Arena on November 7th. George Mason coming to town to start the season. One-time Final Four team.
Name you recognize.
I still think it's somewhat of a brand with Jim Larinaga, what he was able to do with that team, beating UConn and getting to a Final Four.
I get the feel now. I don't know what George Mason's got coming back this year, but I get the feel it's one of those games Wimp likes to talk about, a name people recognize, but they're not very good. Those are the types of teams you want to play.
Terry in our Twitter feed says you guys talked a lot of draft, but didn't mention Jamison Williams. Where do you think he'll go?
I think Jamison Williams is going to be your second wide receiver off the board. I think he is going to go, believe it or not, in the top 15.
The first one will be who?
It's going to be Drake London.
Yeah. But where do you think Like, who's looking for a receiver? Where could Jameson end up?
Kansas City would love to trade up. The Jets need a receiver. I think the Jets are probably going to go with Drake London.
Green Bay needs receiver, but if you heard Chris Mortensen on our show last week, his point was the receiver draft is so deep, you may not have to go first round for that and still get a legit guy.
So you tell me there's a chance Jameson Williams could be a Chief?
Could be a Chief.
Wow, that'd be a great landing spot.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs would love to pick up Jameson Williams.
Well,
I think if they have the opportunity, I think they'll take
They
it.
got to find Tyreek Hill speed, right? And he's at least got that. I mean, not be the quality receiver Tyreek Hill is, but he's got that speed.
Yeah.
So in your world, if that plays out, Drake London of USC is the first receiver. Jameson Williams is the second receiver.
Both injured guys.
But Jameson goes ahead of the guys he left behind at Ohio State when he went to Alabama.
Yeah, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy when you think about it like that. But yeah, I think he will be the second receiver off the board.
Then you have to say it's a win-win for Jameson for leaving, and he's going to end up going ahead of the guys he couldn't get on the field ahead of.
I don't know if Jameson would have been on the field there for whatever reason. Maybe Ryan Day just saw a different version of Jameson. I think he only had 8 grabs when he was there, in 2020. And you look at Njigba Smith is so good, and he was that third option this year. I don't know what Jameson Williams' role would have been.
What's crazy about that is if you go read some of, and it's not just behind the paywall, Bruce has tweeted this. Bruce Feldman was on our show yesterday, the story he did with The Athletic when he talked to NFL scouts and coaches, actually NFL coaches, about Jameson Williams. And they all said almost to a man, I went into it thinking the kid was just a burner, but he's a legit receiver. He does more than just run fast and get behind defenders.
Well, that's what I thought just, watching him from the couch this year, against Miami, I was like, damn, that guy can fly. And then you start watching more, and it's like he was getting separation that quality receivers get running those great routes. And he just got better each and every week, and he had great hands. I mean, he really didn't have a weakness in his game.
I will never forget, though, that score against Miami out of the end zone where you're like, holy crap, that guy can fly.
The grab against Georgia, too, was a tough grab. And, that was one of the big turning points in that SEC championship game.
Yeah, but that was the catch, and then he outran everybody to get to the end zone, right? That was really, really impressive.
No, but there was one in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. But like you said, when Mechie went down, you started to see in the national championship game, you were seeing Jameson Williams do it all. He could do it over the middle, short, long, do it all until he got hurt there.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of Alabama fans that believe without him getting hurt, they hang on and probably win that game. Who knows?
Looking forward to a big USFL weekend here. Lunsford, can you give me cut number 6, Skip Holtz here? And I've noticed this about most of the games. Now, until New Orleans beat Tampa Bay, this was true, what Skip's about to talk about. And then all of a sudden, New Orleans went out and beat Tampa Bay 31-3. And that's who Birmingham plays next, New Orleans. Could be the team to beat in the league. But Skip Holtz had this observation that was made right before the New Orleans-Tampa Bay game, because every USFL game to that point in the history of the new USFL had been what Skip Holtz is talking about.
Last week, the offense got the ball with 1:50 to go or whatever it was and went down the field and was able to put the ball in the end zone to secure the win. This week, the defense was on the field with a 2-minute drive against them. And came up big. I'm just really proud of our team, but I'm beginning to realize in this league that every game is going to be like this. Every game is going to be a nail-biter at the end. And if you have character players, then you're going to have a chance to compete and win at the end. And that's certainly what I think we have in our locker room right now. Proud of them.
Don't be afraid to back off that gain a little bit.
Yeah, but that has been the case for Birmingham. Both of theirs has been game in doubt and under the 2-minute warning.
I think I've got a theory on that. I know I've got a theory, but I think it's a legitimate theory. The teams did not draft. The league basically set the draft. We're going to draft quarterbacks here. We're going to draft linemen here. And the league evaluated the guys that were in those draft pools. So the league basically built that draft to try to get as much parity as possible.
Try to get 8 equally prepared teams.
I think that's what they were after, and I feel like you're probably pretty close to that now. We saw a 31-3 game this past weekend, which, as injuries begin to happen.
That'll happen.
Yeah, that parity is going to fall off some. But I really do think you started week 1 with a ton of parity in this league.
USFL, unusual sound for loudness.
Okay, there you go.
I was trying to.
I know where you're going there.
Trying to stick it all in there for the over modulation.
A little overdriven on Skip there, just a touch.
Hey, when we come back, a final thought on Caleb Williams, the quarterback at USC, as a Heisman candidate. that and we'll get you out of here. Part of our show being brought to you by our friends at Sympio. Sympio, if you're a business not happy with HR, your benefits, or maybe you're a startup, Sympio has the path for you.
Yeah, the first call we made here on the next round was to our friends at Sympio. Blake and those guys, one of the fastest growing companies in the Southeast. Sympio will take care of the BS in every single office. When a business joins Sympio, they will take care of the 4 pillars: compliance, HR, payroll, and benefits. When your company joins Sympio, you gain access to healthcare and employer benefits at prices only the large organizations get. You can join Sympio any time of year. There is no annual contract. With that being said, Sympio has a 99% retention rate. Call Blake and the guys today, 205-635-7467, or go online to Sympio.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Culver's could have only started in Wisconsin. Just ask our team member Marcus.
Let's just say you can't take America's Dairyland out of Culver's. Like the real Wisconsin cheese on our juicy butter burgers, the farm fresh dairy in our fresh frozen custard, even our crispy golden Wisconsin cheese curds. It may sound cheesy, but we love where we come from at Culver's.
Almost as much as we love sharing it with our guests. Welcome to Delicious.
Hey, it's Jim Dunaway. Let me take a second to talk about my friend Greg from Pell City and his company, Storm Restoration Roofing. He's the owner, and it's been locally owned for over 20 years. Insurance companies love Greg, and that's going to benefit you, the customer. Storm Restoration Roofing is A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they'll give you a free no-cost inspection. No obligation, no cost. 205-542-3531. 542-3531, or look up Greg from Pell City on Facebook. It's Greg Nelson and Storm Restoration Roofing.
From fixer-uppers to mansions, Holly Mack Wilson sells it all. If your home is dated or if you have a property in need of repair and just want to get it sold without fixing it up, you need Holly Mack Wilson. This is a niche market, and Holly excels in moving as-is real estate. Call Holly Mack Wilson today, 205-901-9446. That's 205-901-9446. From fixer-uppers to mansions, Holly Mack Wilson sells it all. Holly Mack Wilson, an as-is Tuscaloosa Keller Williams realtor.
Support the show and grab some great t-shirts and hoodies right now in the Next Round store. Buy the Alabama State Map shirts in your team's favorite colors, the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest, or Next Round flag shirts are also online now. Just go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store. The traditional Next Round logo shirts are there too. Buy them for yourself, or they make a great gift for someone else. And let us know what you'd like to see in the store coming up. Nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round, and I am with Drew Shields, the owner and operator of Exclusive Auto Wholesale in Pelham. So why is it important for you guys to produce a better and more unique experience for the buyer here at EAW?
Well, it's important because word of mouth goes a long way. Everyone is quick to put up a Google review, and it's all about taking care of the customer to get that 5-star rating in return.
Make sure you drop by, see Drew Shields and that great team at Exclusive Auto Wholesale. For more information, eawcars.net.
Rockstar here to give you my Way to Wellness update. I have already lost 5 pounds after only a couple of weeks on the program. I'm already a third of the way to my goal weight. This program works. What program, you ask? Why, it's Way to Wellness. Way to Wellness partners with each patient to develop a treatment plan tailored to their individual needs, focusing on weight loss and reducing the health risks associated with obesity. Join our challenge at nextroundlive.com or learn more about Way to Wellness at aplanforme.com.
Bromberg's invites you to an exclusive 2-day buying event. Meet an expert buyer to sell your jewelry, diamonds, watches, and collectibles. Receive immediate payment or opt to receive 120% of your offer in Bromberg store credit to use towards anything in the store now or in the future. It is Bromberg's exclusive 2-day buying event. Thursday, April 21st at the Summit. Friday, April 22nd in Mountain Brook. Appointments recommended. Do not miss this opportunity at Bromberg's.
The biggest lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition, May 11th through 15th. Join us for the Wednesday Pro-Am with celebrities like Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Brian Harsin, Kirby Smart, Riley Green, Dale Murphy, and more. And don't miss the return of the White Claw Watering Hole, featuring the Redmont Vodka Lounge, the White Claw Wave Bar, live music, and much more. Let's celebrate 30 years of tradition and $20 million to charity. Purchase your tickets today at regionstradition.com.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay, Gutter Cap today, bringing us our final thoughts today. Our friends at Gutter Cap getting you ready for this rainy season as it's raining again today in Alabama.
Yeah, when it rains, you want to keep those gutters clean and free flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. It's a patent aluminum cover system. It will fit over most existing gutters, keeping out that debris. If you want to eliminate the gutter cleaning forever, it's back with a lifetime warranty. Call my good friend Chris Stewart today, 205-823-2212. That's 205-823-2212. 45% off the retail price right now for the Next Round viewers and listeners. Call today, 823-2212, or online, guttercapbirmingham.com. Cap it. Don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
6 Heisman Trophy winners at USC. They think Caleb Williams can be the 7th at some point, maybe even this year at USC. Here's Caleb Williams talking about the new culture there in the land of Troy.
What's here in the culture? This culture has been, this wasn't, 10 weeks ago. This culture is not what it is now. So having these guys here, obviously we have guys coming in, but having these guys here that we've been working on this culture with has been amazing, because these guys that we're going to have to get to fill out our roster, because as we know, if you go look at the roster, we're down a lot of players. So these guys that are going to come in, they're going to be, welcomed, but they're going to have to work. They're going to have to put their head down. They're going to have to be consistent, and they're going to join along in the brotherhood. That's the only thing we can do when they come along. We can't push them away. We can't push them out, anything like that. We have to accept them. They have to accept our culture that we built, and we're going to chug along and go win a bunch of games.
Okay, here's my problem that they could face this year. If I am a USC player that has already been there, and I'm pretty good and you're counting on me this year, I got a lot of Oklahoma talk coming at me from Lincoln, from all the Oklahoma transfers, talking about their culture that we're building. We're not the old culture anymore. That can break apart the locker room.
I get that, but I think he is already I think a lot of it is talent, but the dude has got really good command.
He does.
And I think he is super sharp for a 19-year-old. So as long as he goes out there and plays, I get it. Once you start to have a little adversity and they lose a couple of games, I could see what you're saying. It could get off the rails, especially if he's in somebody's face.
It's kind of to your point, like the criticism of Chad Morris by some Arkansas players was all he did was come in and talk about how bad the roster was and how we got to flip the roster.
Yeah, working to the future.
I got to start recruiting. And Sam Pittman never came in and did that. Sam Pittman came in and said, hey, I'm going to take this roster and we're going to make you guys winners. And they reacted to that. And what Lincoln Riley has to be careful about doing is not continuing to sell the message of how much better his roster was in Norman, right? Whether he says that directly or indirectly.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a fine mix when you bring in all these new players too. Just like we talked about with Neal McCready with the Ole Miss, you've got some players who are already there, but you're always bringing in the new transfers and sending out hype videos for those people to get on your plane and on your bus to come to the SIP. It's a different world when it comes to building a roster in college football. That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Rewind starts again right now. God bless you. God bless America.